The world seems a little crazy right now, especially if you check out Facebook and some of the posts that are on there right now and that are trending actually. It's quite startling. I want to talk about some of those, and I want to show you guys how to stay in the high vibe despite all of this crazy. My name is Lori. I have here The Lori Show is my channel. I like to talk about all things positive, happy, and high vibe. So I'm going to do my best to shed some light on some of the hashtags or trending topics that are happening right now. So we have Aaron Rodgers and the whole vaccine idea, or scandal if you want to call it. The idea of being woke and how everyone's talking about this thing of being woke. We have this new intensity of low vibe versus high vibe. We have the vaccination of children happening soon of age 5 to 12. And then we have this thing called the Manning curse that I wanted to mention. And lastly, I will mention the Astroworld Travis Scott concert extravaganza insanity. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so Aaron Rodgers. So Aaron Rodgers was recently trending because he grew his hair out, and upon being asked why he grew his hair long, he said that it was because he was being John Wick for Halloween. And he posted this picture, which is really cool, and it does look a lot like John Wick. But don't get me wrong, he is not Keanu Reeves. You might remember Aaron Rodgers if you don't watch sports. Okay, first of all, he plays football, but if you don't watch sports, he was the guest host on Jeopardy after rest in peace, Alex Trebek. But after he passed away, Aaron Rodgers did cover him for, I think it was 2 weeks. Okay, and he did a decent job. It was pretty good. So he's a pretty intelligent person. The reason he was the host is because he had been in the Celebrity Jeopardy at one point and he won. Aaron Rodgers, he doesn't have the vaccine, and apparently some people were saying that he had said he'd been vaccinated, okay, originally, but really what had happened was back last year, he had received some doses of some kind of antibodies, okay? I don't know if it was just in general, like a therapy that he took that would increase his general antibodies, like his T cells that fight infection and fight viruses, or something more specific to coronavirus. But the idea of getting vaccinated is so that you will increase your antibodies and be able to fight the virus, okay? So to him, having those antibodies takes the place of the vaccine itself. He keeps saying the quote, my body, my choice. And everybody's medical situation is different, and that is absolutely true. I do fight this all the time that, I don't fight this. I promote the idea that everybody's different in every single way. We all react differently to mental health medication. Okay, so anti-anxiety, antidepressants, anticonvulsants, all these different medications work differently for different people. That's why there's so many on the market, and there's no one fix when it comes to mental health. So why do we think there's one fix when it comes to a vaccine? There's no one fix when it comes to painkillers. So Aaron Rodgers did recently come down with COVID. He's still not getting vaccinated, apparently. He contacted Joe Rogan and became friends with him, and he told him about taking ivermectin. He told him about taking all these other different alternatives, okay? So apparently he's feeling better. So I don't know what's the outcome of that, but I know that there's been a lot of controversy around the idea that he supposedly said he was vaccinated and that he's not, and that people are saying, let's cancel Rodgers. And I'm like, no, don't cancel him. Like, this is ridiculous. Okay, the next one was the idea of being woke. This whole thing of being woke. Well, first of all, woke is the most annoying. I don't know about you guys. I don't consider myself woke in the way that it's being used these days. Awakened is something that I think would be something that you'd want to aspire to be awakened, to be aware, to be in receptive mode of reality, not just taking whatever's in 3D and saying, okay, well, this is what I see, therefore I believe it. This is what I heard, therefore I believe it. No, you've got to take all the evidence that you have and go beyond that to logic, to your gut feeling, how do you feel in your heart, and use all of that to make decisions. Okay, so being woke is being associated with people that are talking about these conspiracy theories that they talk about, okay? So if you want to know more about these theories, I'm not going to talk about them directly. A lot of those videos get canceled, get dropped, get pushed back by the algorithm, so I'm not going to talk about those directly. But I think we know that they're more related to government control, this idea that we are slowly losing our control to the government. And, I don't live that way, okay? I'm just gonna put it that way. I don't live that way. I live day by day in the moment, and I'm not worried about, I am worried, in the sense that I don't want my children to live in a world where there's no democracy, but I don't really feel that the system right now is a pure democracy as it is. The system is very, very divided. There's a lot of negative energy associated with this type of power. So I do think there needs to be a big change in the way things are done in general. But at the same time, talking about it constantly over social media isn't fixing it, okay? So once we figure out how to actually make any positive change, then we'll do that, right? Okay, so the next thing is the new intensity of this positive vibe, negative vibe. I've been hearing a lot about negative entities, negative energy taking over certain people and having them react in a bad way to others. So this really will affect you if you find yourself to be highly sensitive, if you are an INFJ personality, if you are to some degree a light worker, someone who is more receptive to the energies around them. We talk about blocking energy. We talk about protecting your own positive energy. We talk about summoning, manifesting, and conjuring positive energy in yourself to protect yourself. Those are all things you're going to have to do right now a lot. Make sure you're getting your daily meditation. Make sure you're eating very well and clean and healthy. Make sure you're drinking lots of water. Make sure you are surrounding yourself with positive, kind people. And I'm not saying happy people, okay? I want to point out, I'm not saying happy people. I'm saying positive, kind people. They don't have to be happy all the time, okay? Not everyone can do that. Not everyone is happy all the time, and that's totally cool. I'm not happy all the time. I try. The next thing is this Manning curse that I wanted to mention that is going around social media, as well as a hashtag. It's every time a player is in this thing called the Manning cast. It's a sports show where they feature different football players. Every time a player is featured in that show, their team loses the next game. So just now, this past game, the Buffalo Bills, the player Josh Allen had been featured on the show, and then they lost. So it's continuing this belief that there's some kind of connection between being on that show. They're very superstitious, first of all, in sports. I'm sure you've noticed a lot of superstitions associated with sports. For example, when a team is in the playoffs in NHL in hockey, if the team will not shave their beards or their facial hair until they're done. They won't get haircuts. They don't have sex. They're not allowed, and they also believe very strongly that those are associated. Some of them won't even wash their jerseys. Okay, so just to show you that a belief is very, if you believe something strong enough, it makes it true. Thoughts become things. That's the idea. When you think something enough, it becomes a belief because it's such a continuous thought that it's there all the time. That goes into your subconscious and it makes it true. That's why these things work. It's not because it's necessarily true and therefore we believe it. It's we believe it, therefore it's true. Okay, cause and effect. Okay, last and not least, I did want to mention the Astroworld Travis Scott concert that happened this past weekend. I watched quite a few videos about this, mostly on TikTok, which are short and sweet, so I can gather a little more data. But what I've heard is that there was 8 deaths. They happened in the first day of a 2-day festival, which was called Astroworld, but on the inside it was Meet You on the Other Side. I'll show you an image. Okay, so what happened was a lot of people were being squished because they were being pushed up against the front, and there wasn't enough room for everybody. So people were getting trampled. There was a stampede, and even people were having heart attacks. They couldn't breathe. It was so hot. It was so humid. It was so stuffy. They couldn't get oxygen. Even a 10-year-old boy was killed in this. Not killed. I don't know if you call it killed. He succumbed to his injuries. We'll put it that way. It sounds very scary, a lot of the things that happened. And there's all these theories going around about that. But I wanted to know, what do you think happened there? What's your opinion on that? Leave a comment. Let me know. Why do you think so many people had a heart attack? Do you think it was more because of, I know some of the theories floating around. My theory is just the idea that it was very stressful and very anxiety provoking to feel like we're finally out and about. We're finally having fun. We're finally at a concert. And now, humans can't handle this. It was too much energy at the same time. It was too much of this maybe not even positive energy. Positive, negative, doesn't matter. Too much intensity in one place. And humans have been away from each other for so long that it was very difficult to manage, okay? Just the fact that it's Travis Scott, the fact that it's, he was involved in Fortnite, he had his whole Fortnite event, which attracted a lot of younger people. And it's kind of scary because he's being associated with some negative forces and some negativity. I just want to know what you think of that. So that's all I'm going to say. This was just a little bit of my commentary. I did want to talk about a couple other things, but I'll save it for the next video. Okay, so please leave a comment. Let me know what you liked. Let me know what you didn't like. Let me know what you think of any of the things I talked about, especially the Aaron Rodgers and the Astroworld. Okay, leave me any questions about law of attraction, positivity, happiness, anything. I love you so much. Have a lovely day, and AB positively happy.